You know what happens when a small town in South Carolina gets named the #1 suburb in the whole state? People start asking questions. And when that town says it's a lakeside paradise that's only 30 minutes away from Charlotte with 13 miles of waterfront and top-rated schools, those questions get even louder. So today we're taking a close look at Tega Cay to see if this lakeside paradise is worth all the hype. Let's jump in. Let's start with Tega Cay's origin. Knowing how this community got started helps explain why it works the way it works today, from its special features to the challenges it now faces. In 1970, the Irving Company began development on 1,600 wooded acres along Lake Wylie, land that they purchased from the Duke Power Company. And this huge purchase set up the stage for one of South Carolina's most ambitious residential projects. The name Tega Cay was adopted by the developers, and it is said to come from an obscure Polynesian dialect meaning beautiful peninsula, though this translation really does remain unverified. The exotic name reflects the developers' aim to create something entirely different from a typical suburb. At first, the community was conceived as a resort and golf course destination with a Polynesian theme rather than a conventional suburb. They constructed roads, a clubhouse, tennis courts, and even a golf course before any homes were constructed, and this amenities-first approach really defines Tega Cay today. But before you think that this is just another story about a lakefront community, wait until you see the numbers. They adopted the good life as their motto and established a strong mayor form of government when Tega Cay was incorporated July 4th, 1982. Now, that motto became more than just marketing. It guided the city's governance philosophy from the start, and in the fall of 2000, Tega Cay started expanding through annexations of Stonecrest, Crescent, and Niven Creek Landing, significantly increasing its land area beyond the original peninsula. But before we get into more details, if you find this deep dive with Tega Cay helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm here to give you the full story on every Charlotte neighborhood worth knowing, just like a good real estate agent who knows the market inside and out. All right, let me put Tega Cay on the map by starting with its location and some geography facts that might surprise you. Here's the thing, living by water comes with some things that you should know right from the start. Tega Cay sits on a peninsula on Lake Wylie about 20 miles south of Charlotte. This spot gives it a real island-like feel, but keeps it close to all the city's major amenities. The whole area of Tega Cay is only 4.5 square miles. It includes 3.8 miles of land and 0.7 miles of water. And because it's in South Carolina, tax rules and regulations are very different than North Carolina. Tega Cay has 13 miles of shoreline along Lake Wylie. That's more shoreline than many entire lake communities, and it's all packed into this one small area. The climate in Tega Cay is very similar to the climate in the rest of Charlotte, but what you'll notice is it's a little bit cooler because of the water. Now here's where we get into transportation realities. If you're hoping to live without a car, you'll want to pay close attention to these limits. While Tega Cay doesn't have a lot of options for public transportation, obviously rideshare services and taxis still operate, and York County residents have access to a service called Dial-A-Ride, where you can essentially ask for countywide essential service trips, meaning to a doctor, a pharmacy, or a grocery, but these must be scheduled about 48 hours in advance. Now let me explain the driving situation. This is where Tega Cay Lakeside Paradise meets the real challenges of commuting. Primary access to Tega Cay is through Gold Hill Road, which creates a bottleneck. Every resident must use this road, so traffic jams are pretty much guaranteed during rush hour. The stretch of I-77 between Gold Hill Road and the North Carolina border is one of the busiest in South Carolina's, so it slows during commute times. What's normally about a 28-minute drive can easily stretch from 45 to 60 minutes during rush hour. But here's the thing, you won't believe the traffic nightmares this causes. I'll show you exactly why this paradise has some real daily problems in just a few minutes. The city has asked for funding through Pennies for Progress to widen Dam Road and Pleasant Road. Local leaders know that roads are a problem and they're working on fixes. Traffic is the #1 daily complaint from residents. It's not just an occasional hassle, it's a daily struggle that impacts the quality of life. Now, let's check on what Tega Cay has planned for its future. So hear me out. The downtown redevelopment that's completely reimagining what Tega Cay can be is moving it from just a resort community to a true town center. The Main Street Tega Cay project is a $250 to $300 million mixed-use development. This investment represents nearly the entire assessed value of some neighboring communities. So this site is 55 acres between Stonecrest Boulevard and Dam Road. That's roughly about 10% of Tega Cay's total land area. When it's finished, this will offer residential, retail, office space, and public amenities. The mixed-use approach aims to create a walkable urban density within the suburban community. Speaking of that resort-style living, let's talk about what actually is here now. From places to eat and fun things to do, the dining scene in Tega Cay matches its small-town vibe inside a resort setting, focusing more on quality than having lots of options. First, you have the Shore Club. Got seafood, live entertainment, golf course views at Tega Cay Golf Club. And this upscale option creates the country club atmosphere that really defines much of Tega Cay's social sense. Then you have the Tega Cay Tavern, which is casual dining, hearty meals, outdoor seating, community atmosphere. This local gathering spot is where you'll start recognizing faces and building neighborhood connections. And if you're looking for a reliable breakfast chain that fills that morning gap with consistent quality, we have famous Toastery Tega Cay. Now, 521 Barbecue and Grill offers ribs, pulled pork, and it's highly rated. It's essential Carolina barbecue and represents really regional food culture. There has also been a lot of shopping options that have added in the last decade around Tega Cay. Most notably, we have Stonecrest Village, which is anchored by Walmart Supercenter, and this handles all the daily necessities but lacks really the upscale retail that you might expect in a premium community. So that's where Rivergate Shopping Center, Berwick Town Center come in, because these have those luxury choices that people are looking for beyond their basic shopping. And if you're looking for more upgraded options, within about a 15 or 20 minute drive, there's the Charlotte Premium Outlets, which offers stores like Aeropostale, Allen Edmonds, Asics, Nike, Adidas, and plenty of other options. Where Tega Cay really shines is when you talk about its outdoor and nature options. Tega Cay features 16 parks with distinct recreational opportunities. That's nearly 4 parks for every square mile, showing that the community's commitment to outdoor lifestyle. Windjammer Park has beach access, playground, picnic shelters, the Carolina Show ski team venue, and this waterfront facility serves as the community's social and recreational hub. And then you have the 27-hole Tega Cay Golf Club. The championship golf course maintains the original resort vision and provides premium amenity that most suburbs can't match. And if you're looking for boating, there's plenty of marina facilities. Boat ownership and water sports are integral parts of Tega Cay lifestyle. And there's miles and miles of walking trail. The trail system connects neighborhoods and provides car-free recreation options. But what might really make families feel like it's worth the higher housing costs are the schools. This could be the biggest reasons that Tega Cay costs more, because the schools here are top rated, even compared to the rest of the Charlotte market. The Fort Mill District, York County School District number 4, serves multiple communities but maintains consistently high standards across all schools, ranking it the number 1 school district in South Carolina. And this isn't just marketing, it's consistent performance across multiple school rating systems. Now, when you see how school rankings affect actual home prices and how Tega Cay stacks up against places like Davidson and Fort Mill, you'll get the full picture of what you're really paying for, and I'll get to that in a bit. With 11,700 students across 20 schools, this district is large enough to provide specialized programs while maintaining manageable school sizes. It features a 16:1 student-teacher ratio, which is a lower ratio than most public school districts, enabling more individualized attention. Tega Cay Elementary is located in the community, providing convenient access for Peninsula residents. Tega Cay is serviced by Fort Mill High School, which is the district's flagship school with the longest history and the strongest traditions. In fact, it ranks number 11 in the state, maintaining top-tier rankings despite being one of the older facilities. If you're looking for newer high schools, we have Nations Ford High School, which ranks 14th in the state, and it provides another choice which reduces overcrowding. Another great high school in the area, which doesn't serve Tega Cay but reduces the class sizes amongst all the other schools, is Catawba Ridge High School. Now, it's newest of the 3 and maintains a ranking of number 7 in the state. Speaking of prices, let's take a look at what living in this waterfront lifestyle will cost you and whether it's worth it. First, let's break down what the premium price is really buying, because it's not just the house, it's the lifestyle and the community that comes with it. You're buying into a close-knit resort-style atmosphere. The small size of the area and shared amenities create real community connections, something you don't always find in larger suburbs. You get this natural beauty and recreational perks as an everyday part of life. Think water views, access to trails, and resort-style facilities, all built right into the community. There are annual events like parades on both land and water, summer concerts, and organized sports that help keep the community spirit strong and create real memories. Many homes have lake access, private docks, and scenic views. This isn't just about being near the water, it's about living on it with full access. And because it's a master plan development, you get this cohesive architecture, preserved green spaces, and walkable trails. That original planning means that the area avoided patchy, mismatched development that shows up in a lot of fast-growing towns and suburbs. So here's what you'll pay. We've pulled a bunch of information from different places so you can see the full picture. Zillow says the median home price is $609,000 and went up 1.8% from last year. Redfin puts the number at $550,000, which is the middle estimate in our group and shows a strong 6.8% jump from the year before. And Rocket Homes has the lowest number of the three, coming in right at $500,000 with a smaller yearly increase of 0.5%. The price per square foot is anywhere from about $223 to $274, and this higher cost isn't just about the house size, but it's also about where the homes are and what they offer. Right now, the market mostly favors sellers, but some homes are going for under asking price, so it's still really possible to find a deal. But before you decide if this lifestyle is worth the cost, you need to hear about some big downsides that could change your mind, and including why this paradise might not be right for everybody. In just a bit, you'll see the pros and cons. Now, it's really important to understand when you buy and how to plan, since the market is competitive and the prices are relatively high. Most homes sell in about 30 to 90 days with an average of 67 days on market. Even though it's a seller's market, most homes sell for less than the asking price, showing that there's still room for negotiations if you're smart about it. So here's what to keep in mind. You'll pay more because of the lake views and community perks. Make sure your budget covers that extra cost. Homes with lake access are super popular, and they usually get multiple offers and sell very quickly, often for full price or more. Homes hold their value here well because of great schools, and that's a big plus if you ever decide to sell. There aren't many homes available since Tega Cay is on a peninsula, and that limits how much the area can grow, which keeps inventory relatively tight. But how does Tega Cay stack up against other places in the Charlotte market? Well, you might be surprised how the prices compare. Fort Mill is a more established community with a longer history of development, which means you'll find a wider mix of homes and neighborhoods that feel more mature. But there's also more variety in housing styles and prices. You'll see everything from older historic homes to newer built homes. The prices are a little bit lower overall. The downtown area has that classic charm with local shops and businesses that give the place a strong sense of community. And Indian Land is a great area for people looking for newer neighborhoods. The homes are more modern and come with more up-to-date features that growing families want. You'll find homes at different price points, and overall it's usually more affordable than Tega Cay. Indian Land is adding more parks, trails, family-friendly spots, and it's got a huge retail corridor along 521 that's developing right now. And Davidson ranks number 2 on Charlotte's best places to live list, just below Tega Cay. It scores high because of top-rated schools, plenty of amenities, and a strong community feel. You get access there to Lake Norman, which is a bigger lake with lots of boating and water activities, but it's a little further drive. Plus Davidson College. It's a small-town college vibe with cultural events and a well-educated community. But now let's be real about Tega Cay and look at what's good and what's not. Let me start by talking about the pros. By now you should know that Tega Cay has a lot to offer. Tega Cay is the top suburb in Charlotte according to Niche, keeping that spot for years thanks to high ratings across the board. It offers rare waterfront lifestyle with 13 miles of Lake Wylie shoreline. That's more shoreline access than many whole lake communities have. The Fort Mill School District is ranked number 1 in South Carolina. The community stays busy with year-round events and festivals, and there's always something going on to keep neighbors connected and families involved. It's about a 20-minute drive from Charlotte, which makes commuting to work or enjoying the big city culture easy, but you're far enough away to avoid the usual urban headaches. Tega Cay has a resort-style amenities center like marina, tennis courts, and a beach club, and these are things that people usually pay thousands for, but they're part of daily life here. Now let's take a look at the cons. Yeah, I've got to talk about those too. No place is perfect, and Tega Cay has some downsides that you should know about before making a decision. Number 1, because it's on a peninsula, there's only a few roads in and out, which means traffic jams during rush hour are a pretty common thing and hard to avoid. The main interstate nearby, I-77, is one of the busiest in South Carolina, so commuting can mean dealing with some of the worst traffic in the area. And there's almost no public transportation, so you're going to need a car just for everything. Homes here come with a big price tag because of the waterfront and all the amenities, so expect to pay more than in neighborhoods without lake access. Inside Tega Cay, there aren't many places to eat and find entertainment, so you'll have to drive to nearby Fort Mill or Charlotte for some of those options. Outside of the immediate neighborhood, it's not very walkable. You'll need a car for most errands and activities beyond just the downtown area. Okay, but what's the verdict on this top suburb? So after looking closely at the official rankings, special waterfront features, and the strong sense of community, this claim seems solid. The community does have what it calls the good life. But that life comes with some trade-offs that might not work for everybody and everyone might not expect. So what do you think? If you're thinking about moving to Tega Cay or anywhere in the Charlotte area, we'd be happy to help. Everyone's situation is different, and what works for one person might not work for another. Just email us at info@jwhitegroup.com to get started. We'll give you a personalized market analysis and help you find the right community for your needs and budget. And before I go, check out my next video linked right here where I'll show you where I would live if I was moving to Charlotte in 2025. If you're buying a home, this is a must-watch video, so don't miss any of the hidden gems. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on next time.